Previously on Dragon Ball Z, the inhabitants of Earth faced the most terrifying foe they'd ever seen, and it seemed nothing would remain. But Goku and Vegeta made a desperate final stand.
Hey everybody, Captain Ginyu here, and welcome to the show. Today is the very first episode of what I would actually really like to call I hope you guys find it as funny as I do, because I'm calling this series the Dragon Ball's Deck Decks. The decks I plan to showcase in this series are for the more casual DBS player out there. Now, we all know meta decks are cool and all, but you're not going to see any of that here. I want to take a different approach with this series and hopefully show you guys some decks that won't break the bank and you can get from your local game store just from ripping packs with your friends. Now, some of the decks in this series may not be up to the best meta date, but it doesn't mean you still can't sleeve them up and have a good night with your friends sitting around playing some Dragon Ball Super. For today's deck tech, we're going up against something that I have a personal vendetta against. It's one of the decks that my friends plays against us at locals, and it's just utter insanity. And he's always just beating us completely to a pulp with it. So the brains behind this deck is a man named Armando, and he is the owner and runner of the Border City BallerZ. That's BallerZ, BallerZ.wordpress.com page. So he calls this deck Draw 2 with BROLY Healing Pod. I call this deck complete and utter nonsense in red and green, and be prepared to get your butt whooped. And of course, all links to the Border City BallerZ page can be found in the description of this video. Now, without further interruptions, let's get into this deck tech. And for the leader of the deck today, we have BROLY Surge of Brutality. We're looking at the leader front here, and it has auto once per turn. When you combo with a red or green card, draw a card. Also has Awaken Surge. Choose one red and green card in your hand, place them underneath this card. You may draw 2 cards, choose up to 2 of your energy, switch them to active mode, and then flip this card over. And now we're looking at the backside, BROLY Surge of Brutality. It is activate battle once per turn. If your life is at 3 or less and you choose one card underneath this card and place it in your drop area, choose one. Choose up to 1 battle card in your drop area, combo with it, and this card gains double strike for the duration of the turn. Choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier, and KO it. So for each card, I'm not going to say the amount you're going to need for the deck list. There's going to be a little Dragon Ball in the upper right hand corner, and that's going to tell you how many you're going to need. I'm also not going to go over the price of every card. The price will be listed below, and it will be the price found on DBS-Decks at the time of recording this video. So for the first card in this deck tech, we have Afterimage. It has Counterattack. If your leader card is red, choose up to 1 of your cards. It gains 40,000 power for the duration of the battle, and then choose 1 of your opponent's battle cards, and it gains negative 10,000 power for the duration of the turn. It also has Permanent, Sparking 5. The skill takes effect when you have 5 or more cards in your drop area. You can activate this card's counter skill from your hand by adding a card from your life to your hand instead of paying its energy cost. So for the next card in this deck, we have Avian Assault Ganos. It costs 3 with 2 green and 1 for 10,000 combo power. It has Auto. If your leader card is green, which BROLY is, at the end of battle which you combo with this card from your hand, play this card in rest mode. The other auto ability is choose 1 of your battle cards and place it in its owner's drop area. When you play this card, choose 1 of your opponent's battle cards with an energy cost of 3 or less and KO it. He also has 10,000 power. So for the next card in this deck, we have Blaze of Glory Sun Gohan. It costs 2 for 2 red and 0 for 5,000 combo power. It has Auto. When you attack or combo with this card, if your leader card is red, place up to 3 cards from the top of your deck in your drop area. It has 15,000 power. The next card in our deck tech is BROLY Demonic Origins. It costs 2 for 1 red and 1 green and has 1 for 10,000 combo power. This card has Energy Exhaust, which is if this card is placed in an energy area from any area, it must be placed there in rest mode. This card also has Permanent. If there is a card that is both red and green in your energy area other than this card, negate the card's energy exhaust in all areas. It also has Auto. When you play this card, your opponent chooses 1 card from their hand and places it in the drop area, and it also has 15,000 power. Now we have Kawaii Keymaster. She has 3 for 2 green and 1 for 10,000 combo power. She also has Auto. At the end of battle, after you combo with this card from your hand, if your leader card is green, play this card in rest mode. She also has 15,000 power. For our next card, we have Chi-Chi Motherly Majesty, which is 1 for 1 red and 0 for 5,000 combo power. She also has Auto. If you have 2 or more red or green multicolor cards in your energy area, when you combo with this card, draw a card. And she has 1000 power. Here we have an extra card called Denial of Hope for 2 red. It has Counterplay. If your leader card is red, and if the battle card your opponent is playing has 20,000 power or less, it is placed in the owner's drop area instead of being played. And now we have Freeze's Army Healing Pod for 1 green. It is a field spell. It has Auto. Once per turn, when you play a green battle card from your drop area, draw a card. It also has Activate Main for 2 green and 2 any. Place this card in the owner's drop area, choose one of your battle cards with energy cost of 4 or less from your drop area, and play it. And now we have Godstrike Beers for 3 and 1 green and 2 for 10,000 combo power. This card has Auto. When you combo with this card, choose one of the keyword skills on one of your opponent's battle cards and negate it for the duration of the turn. This card also has 15,000 power. Next up, we have Inferno Villainy Cell for 4 and 2 green and 1 for 10,000 combo power. This card has critical. When this card inflicts damage to your opponent's life, they place that many cards in their drop area instead of their hand. It also has Auto. When you combo or play this card, draw a card. Next up, we have Is That All You've Got for 1 red. It has Counterattack. If your leader card is red, negate the attack. Then you may choose 1 red card in your hand and place it in the drop area. If you do so, choose up to 2 of your opponent's battle cards. They gain negative 15,000 power for the duration of the turn. And now we have Kaioken Son Goku Defender of Earth for 7 energy, 3 green, and 2 red, and 1 for 10,000 combo power. This card has Deflect and Energy Exhaust. It also has Permanent. If there are 20 or more red or green cards in your drop area, reduce the energy cost of this card in your hand by 2. Auto. When your life reaches 1 for the duration of the turn, this card gains Triple Strike and Dual Attack, and can't be KO'd by your opponent's skills. It also has Activate Main. Choose 1 card in your life and add it to your hand. Your opponent reveals their hand, you choose up to 1 card from it and place it in their drop area, and this card gains 25,000 power for the duration of the turn. It also has 25,000 power. Now we have Mira Creator Absorb for 7 any energy and 1 for 10,000 combo power. This card has Overwhelm 4 for 1 energy. It also has Deflect. This card can't be affected by counterplay skills. When you play this card using Union, your opponent chooses 3 cards from their hand and sends them to their warp. This card gains Double Strike for the duration of the turn. It also has Auto. When this card attacks, it gains 5,000 power for each card in your warp. It also has 30,000 power. Next up in this deck, we have Nappa Demolition Man for 2, 1 red and 1 green, and 0 for 10,000 combo power. This card has Super Combo and Energy Exhaust. And Auto. If your leader card is red or green, at the end of battle when you comboed with this card from your hand, play this card. He has 10,000 power. Next up, we have Raditz Arrival of the Invader, 4 energy, 1 red and 1 green, and 1 for 5,000 combo power. This card also has Energy Exhaust. It also has Permanent. If you have a red or green multicolor card in your energy area, reduce the combo cost of this card in your hand and battle area by 1. The Auto ability is when you play this card, your opponent reveals their hand and you choose 1 battle card in their hand with 35,000 power or less and send it to the owner's warp. And this card gains critical for the duration of the turn. It also has 20,000 power. Next up we have the Set 7 Secret Rare with SS3 Scramble, Raditz, Vegeta, and Broly. 8 energy, 2 green, 3 red, and 1 for 10,000 combo power. This card has Ultimate, Arrival red-green for 3 red and 2 green, and it also has Energy Exhaust. Its auto ability is, when you play this card, choose 1 card in your life and place it in your drop area and deal 2 damage to your opponent. The other auto ability is when your opponent combos with a battle card with an energy cost of 2 or less, choose up to 1 card in your opponent's combo area and place it in the owner's drop area. This card has 40,000 power. Next up, we have SSB Gogeta Resonant Explosion, 5 energy, 1 green, 2 red, and 1 for 10,000 combo power. This card has Double Strike, Arrival red-green for 1 red. Play this card from your hand when you have a red and green card in your combo area. It also has Energy Exhaust. The auto ability is when you play this card, choose one of your opponent's battle cards with an energy cost of 4 or less and KO it. And you cannot play another SSB Gogeta Resonant Explosion for the duration of the turn. It has 20,000 power. Next up, we have Topo Righteous Aid for 4 and 1 red and 0 for 5,000 combo power. This card has Counterattack. Choose 1 card in your hand and place it in the drop area, then negate the attack and play this card. Permanent. If it's your opponent's turn, reduce the energy cost of this card in your hand by 2. Auto. If it's your opponent's turn, when you play this card for the duration of the turn, your opponent cannot attack unless they choose 2 cards from their hand and places them in the drop area. This card has 20,000 power. Next up, we have Unbreakable Super Saiyan Son Goku for 4 energy, 2 red, and 1 for 10,000 combo power. This card is Evolve for 2 red and 1 any over any Son Goku GT card. This card also has Barrier. This card cannot be chosen by the skills of your opponent's cards. Auto. When a card evolves onto this card, or when you combo with this card, draw a card. This card has 20,000 power. And finally, we have Urgent Aid Kami for 1 and 1 green and 0 for 5,000 combo power. It has auto, when you play this card, draw a card. Auto, once per turn, when your opponent switches their energy to active mode using a non-awakened skill during their turn, choose one of your opponent's energy and place it in the owner's drop area. This card has 4,000 power. And here we have the price breakdown from DBS-Decks. So now that we've covered the deck list, I'm going to take you through some ways you can actually close out your match. So, closing out the match is fairly simple with this deck. You can either just smack your opponents with crits from Raditz, or burn them down with the scramble effect. You can go ham when you have Kaioken and Son Goku and 20 red-green cards in your drop area, and he gains a dual attack triple strike. Or you can just all-out throttle them with a mirror for a good old 100k triple strike. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you'll build the deck and actually give it a shot, because it's pretty fun, and it's quite outrageous the way the interactions work with this deck. Now, there are plenty of substitutions for the cards if you don't have access to, like, say, the secret rare from set 7. Just there's many other options that involve red and green cards that can be put in this deck that are very great still and still do very good things. I'm going to put a link down in the description of the video to the Border City BallerZ article and the WordPress page so that you guys can check it out and see how well done and how very good the articles are and how well Armando actually cares and takes care about this game. Now, from me to you personally, thank you for watching this first episode of the Dragon Balls deck series. Don't forget to like, rate, comment, subscribe for future Dragon's Nest deck lists. And as we say up here in the Great White North, have a good one and keep her going, eh?